Tonight's Super Bowl marks the official end of what was the 2023 football season.
And while college football ended a month or so ago, for UW football head coach Luke Fickell, it never really ends. Recruiting, player and staff retention and hiring, it is nonstop.
And that also requires a major role for the head coach's wife. Eric sat down with Coach Fickell, and I sat down with his wife, Amy, to get a closer look at how they manage a hectic life of football and family.
Luke Fickell is moving into year 2 of a daunting task.
My philosophy has never changed. We got to put ourselves in position to play for a championship.
Hey, don't throw now. Hey, that's all we got.
After a 2023 debut season that saw its share of ups and downs, he's moving forward into a new era of Big Ten football. His office view on this February morning is of a torn-up Camp Randall. A heated playing surface is being added, a reminder of the expectations of December playoff football.
Either way, you got to embrace it. Kind of recognize some of these changes that have happened and, you know, what it means to you and your program. If you're not grasping them, you're not embracing them, then you can continue to fall behind.
In getting to know Luke Fickell, you see his is a story as much rooted in family as it is football. The pictures behind his desk say it all.
So this one was unique in the sense that it had to be the right type of place for my family more so than even, hey, what's the best place for you professionally?
But the demands of this high-profile job in the current college football landscape are endless, requiring an enormous family sacrifice and a partner who gets it.
No, I know I couldn't do the coaching without her, but I also don't think that we would have the type of, you know, family atmosphere within our entire program without her.
When he's stressed, do you feel that stress?
Oh yeah. I mean, I sit up there and pray the entire. I don't tailgate. I don't.
All
usually...
Badger fans pray.
Yeah. Well, good. Thank you. Thank you.
No one understands the demands on a college football coach better than the women who love them. What is something that you could share with us about people that might surprise people about who he is when he's home?
He's not in charge when he's home.
A year ago, Amy Fickell moved away from her home state for the first time in her life to start a new chapter with her family in Madison. You were born and raised in Ohio.
Yes.
One of 10 kids on a dairy farm. Is that right? So this must make you feel right at home here in Wisconsin.
It is. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, this is like the view here in my backyard is exactly what I grew up around.
Is it starting to feel like home a little bit?
It is. It is. The hardest part is, you know, when you have older kids in college. So we went from everybody being in the same city, and now we live in 3 states.
But it's the first time that all of a sudden we're separated from the rest of the family. And I'm not saying it wasn't hard on me, but you're right. I'm very, very, very busy. And you know, especially in those first 4, 5, 6 months where, I mean, everything is new every single day. It was definitely a little harder transition, I think, for my wife.
The Fickles have 6 children, 1 girl and 5 boys, including 2 sets of identical twins. Of the 6, 4 of them came with Luke and Amy to Madison. Daughter Luca was on her way to play volleyball at Indiana.
About 10 feet to our left sits Luke Fickell.
But the hardest goodbye for all of them was the decision that eldest son Landon would stay at Cincinnati, where he had played 2 years for his dad.
I think it's hard for any kid. You know, you're going to move. You know, there were tears that they're, you know, going to leave where their big brother is. But, you know, like I said, it's a lifestyle, so they get it.
You know, I think most people are like, oh, Landon Fickell's come to Wisconsin, right, with Dad. I mean, how does that conversation go between the 2 of you?
You know, it was something different. I thought, look, I want to tell you, I believe you're in the right place. You're with the right kind of people. You're in the right culture. You know, and it's an opportunity for you to go earn some things and create your own, you know, little reputation. But it's something that I definitely will cherish and I miss.
Amy's first season in Madison has been a whirlwind with a few bumps and bruises along the way.
He dislocated his shoulder in football this year. So he had that surgery. Then we had to have an emergency appendectomy, 2 weeks ago? And within a week after that, he wrecked his car. He already had a fracture in his back. Oh, no. And then the next day, their birthday, last Saturday, he broke his hand doing blocking drills.
And for you, that's probably like Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to go. There's a lot of testosterone here, so.
With an interest in sports and medicine, Amy studied physical therapy at Ohio State, where she met Luke through one of his teammates, quarterback Bobby Hoying, the boyfriend and now husband of her sister. The Fickles will celebrate their 24th wedding anniversary this summer.
He's not one to talk about his faith in public. He just is not really one, but we are a family very rooted in our Catholic faith. He is a very faithful person. It is really the core of who he is and who we are together as a couple.
In the crazy world of modern-day college football and raising a young family, someday it'll slow down a bit.
So I always promise her that, hey, I'm not going to do this till I'm 75 years old. So I promise you that when this thing ends someday, that we'll travel, we'll do all those things that we have not had an opportunity to do because we were busy with kids and we were busy with, coaching.
Daddy!
Until then, they'll keep building their family at home
And at Camp Randall Stadium.
Amy plays a very important role interacting with potential recruits and their families, often hosting them at their home. And on top of all the hats she wears, I don't know how she finds time to do this, Amy also teaches Bar 3 classes in Madison. She calls it her physical therapy workout.
Yeah, she is unbelievable. And the season never truly ends, but the 2024 schedule part of the Badger football season will kick off August 31st against Western Michigan. The Big Ten season begins, of all places, in Los Angeles against USC on September 28th.